camera is at Mission Foods Turn 1 at the Mission Foods Road Atlanta Speed Tour. This is the Pro-Am qualifying. So if you're joining us on SpeedTour TV on YouTube, you got to see the Trans Am National qualifying. But if you're just getting up, so Thomas Annunziata, Julian DaCosta, Tyler Gonzalez, that's your top three. Rafa Matos, Adrian Lostowski, Boris Said Jr. is 6th, Valentin Aguiar 7th, Mike Skeen 8th, Sam Corey 9th, Noah Harmon 10th. Now, these Pro-Am drivers with the blue on top as they come out, they have the ability to overtake any of that if they get good enough times. But we had to cut the qualifying just a little bit short because Mia Lovell hit the wall very hard. I'm joined by my friend and motorsports legend Ralph Shaheen, who got to see it all live out the window. And I did hear just from Tim in my right ear that she has been cleared from medical, so that's really good news. But that was a hard hit.
It was one of the hardest hits I've seen here at Road Atlanta, especially coming down through turn 12. Not the worst one, but a very, very significant impact. The car went into a bit of a tank slap coming down the hill here, and she's already past that point. She was doing everything she could to catch the car, and it just, the speeds that they're traveling coming down that hill, there was just no catching him once it got out of shape before she hit the grass. And at that point, you're along for what is a very short ride, unfortunately, to the tire barrier, which leads to an incredibly heavy impact.
Yeah, very heavy impact. The tire wall did its job. The car doesn't look good, but she got out of the car without even a limp.
Yeah, she got out, walked away catching her breath, but more frustrated, I think, over the whole thing than concerned about her well-being.
Yeah, the safety crew got her out. So what's happening now is the drivers in the Pro-Am TA2 Series are doing kind of like a warm-up lap. Then they're going to probably do another lap at a higher speed, and then laps 3, 4, and 5, they're looking for those to be their heaters or their flyer laps to lay down a good time. And we're going to see them being led down right now by, it looks like, Barry Bowes and Jared Odrick. I saw Jim Gallagher out there, Tom Sheehan's out there, Doug Winston, Roberto Sabato, Matt Gray, Keith Prochuk. Keith Prochuk and Barry Bowes went at it for the championship last year, as did Jared Odrick. So our top three in Pro-Am are back out there going at it again. Eric Caton is out there. Matt Griffin. So right now they're going to try to, you know, it's funny, I say that they're going to try to get a little bit of a gap, but we see these cars probably closer than they want to be. You want to just kind of have 500 yards ahead of you, 500 yards behind you. That's kind of your sweet spot when you go out there to do these qualifying laps. But on that backstretch, if you can get yourself behind somebody, they can tow you in a little bit. So Keith Prochuk there in the lead car, still warming up his tires, going back and forth. Barry Bowes, our Pro-Am champion last year, behind him. There's Roberto Sabato. Roberto Sabato was telling me last year he was watching his own TA2 race in Italy, and it was being announced in Italy, and they did all their research. So I thought that was so neat. I was like, man, you got to send that to me.
That's cool.
Yeah, it truly is a global format, is this TA2. Caton is 16th right now. Tom Sheehan, 19th. Barry Bowes, 20th. Cale Phillips, 21st, the number 99 car.
Oh, there's another one off in the dirt.
Ooh. That is Jim Gallagher. Jim, hold on to that thing. Jim had an off earlier today. They had to replace the nose, and he is now dusty. But he saved it. But he's going to have to probably abandon that lap. on board with Roberto Sabato. This is one of the most important turns here, coming out turn 7, because now it's what, we're like at 3/4 of a mile down this back stretch.
The most important turn, I would say.
Yeah, because if you don't get a good exit speed out of 7, you don't set yourself up for the top speed going into 10A. He's at 160. That's a pretty good speed for a TA2 car going into 10A. Nice job. Now, again, these cars are set up for qualifying trim. The least amount of gas you can possibly put in there. You know, they're setting things up to get that car to work as fast as it can. He's probably not going to go 160 miles an hour in tomorrow's race until the last couple laps. So far with the Pro-Am, nobody in the Pro-Am has broken the top 10. I've been asked what the difference is between TA2 National and Pro-Am, and really it's just a lot of the drivers in the Pro-Am, they have jobs. You know, they run a company, they do something else, like Doug Winston, who we saw there, is in the trades and supports the trades, and they may not be able to do all of the races. So they can, I think, pick, and I should know this, but I think they can pick 6 or pick 8 races that they can go to. And but that's a good question. I will find that out. But the Pro-Am, they're doing their own thing, but they also want to race cars. They want to race in a professional race series like Roberto Sabato or Doug Winston that you see here on the screen. Race monitor. Barry Bowes is in 17th overall. Keith Prochuk is at the top of Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Pro-Am in 15th. He's done 4 laps with a 124.5. So good on Keith Prochuk with HP tuners. Cale Phillips is in 20th with a 125.091. Jared Odrick is 23rd. Roberto Sabato is 25th with a 126.3. Doug Winston, 126.7. There is our leader in Pro-Am, Keith Prochuk, who's currently 15th out of Chicago. And it looks like he is still on a flyer. It looks like he's trying to do a flyer, because I can't, no, he's hitting his brake zone, so this might be his flyer, and Barry Bowes right behind him. So this might heat up right here.
In the Mission Foods turn number 1.
Tom Sheehan also with the Vixen Cycle Company, hitting his marks at turn 1. So a lot of these drivers right now are on their flyer. So let's see if Keith Prochuk can do anything here. He did a 124.347. Try to improve his time. Currently in 15th place. Barry Bowes, though, passed him up with a 124.287 in 14th place, so they're going back and forth. Mia Lovell would be the next person they could overtake in 13th place with a 123.9. So they'd have to each lose about 3 to 4 tenths of a second on this lap. Let's see if Keith Prochuk can do it. This should be the end of his flyer as he comes around 10B. What do you think, Ralph? You think he's got it in him?
Well, he's certainly getting everything out of it. He's pushing hard down the hill again through 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, he moved up.
Oh, he moved up to 14th, and then Barry Bowes came right behind him and moved him back to 15th. Unbelievable. So he had 14th for about a half a second. And like I said last year, these two went back and forth in the Pro-Am. I do have to give credit to my friend Barry Bowes. He gave maybe the greatest motorsports acceptance speech I had ever heard in my life at the banquet with Akio Data from Chattanooga, just Chattanooga, Tennessee. Just up the road, about 2.5, 3 hours. I drive through Chattanooga on my way here, through Nashville. There's Barry Bowes right now at the top of the charts in TA2 Pro-Am in 14th. But don't count out Jared Odrick, Rob Clifton, Cale Phillips, Roberto Sabato, Tom Sheehan, Patrick Paul, Doug Winston, Jordan Minson, Matt Gray, Jim Gallagher, Matt Griffin are all out there. Barry Bowes, but Barry Bowes and Keith, look at this. They're still trying to improve. So where did this is fun up here, Ralph.
Yeah, no, we got a good session going on here, and it looks like he might be just about done with his laps of really getting after it.
Didn't get it, yeah. So, but they've put 6, 8. Mia Lovell put 8 laps on her tires, 7 for Keith Trocheck, 10 for Will Robinson. So that's not ideal. But these Pirelli P0s, they don't go away. They race. A lot of drivers are talking about their fastest laps are on the last lap. There's that 00, Jared Odrick. Oh, and Jared, look at that. He's got the gloves that you can see, so you can see his hand input. I love that, Jared. The big yellow gloves, the Day-Glo gloves. Watch this. So you can see the gloves pop up with his steering inputs. Just a really... Now, Jared Odrick from the NFL, very competitive person. And, got out of the NFL. He was a first-round draft pick for the Miami Dolphins, and he still wanted to do something fun. And golf, if you know him, golf didn't really suit him that well. So he wanted to come out here and do this. And look at this. Sheehan, Roberto Sabato. I think there might have been a little metal-to-metal there. That's not normal for qualifying. Well, I'm just hearing from race control that they're bringing 97 and 61 in, metal to metal, during qualifying. Tim Richter, our race control, does not like that. That looked a little bit animus, a little animosity there. There's Clifton there in the number 8, Team SLR. Here comes Tom Sheehan. Looks like Tom Sheehan's coming into the pits. So, Ralph, I'm going to put you on the spot.
All right.
Give me who you think is a good chance of being on the podium in the Cube 3 TA2 National tomorrow.
I think we're going to get a Toyota up there.
Yeah, okay.
So I think they're both, they've only got 2, but I think they're going to get at least 1 up on that podium, whether it's Nunziata or Gonzalez, I'm not sure, but they're both quick. We'll see.
Toyota commercials from the 80s. Oh, what a feeling to drive. And then they would jump up in the air with their hand in the air and they'd freeze it. Maybe that's the new photo we need to do. If you win in a Toyota, you got to do the
that.
Jump up in the air photo. Tyler Gonzalez, I think he won here last year in Q3 Architecture TA2 Series, and he's qualified 3rd in that Toyota Camry. There's Jim Gallagher in the regulator. Really there in the rear end, Jim.
Oh. Could be the end of that session. Checkered flag is out.
That's Jordan Minzen. New with Silver Hair Racing. He's not coming out of there.
No.
Waukegan Farms, quarter horses.
Let's see how he got there. Turns in, and follows him all the way around.
a little bit too hard on the brakes. And that's such a difficult corner because you're carrying a lot of speed. It's a little bit cambered, like we said, and then just a little bit too much steering input as he hit the brakes just slightly too hard is what I think happened, but I'm no pro. We need Mike Skeen up here to analyze this for us. But he is deep in that kitty litter.
Yeah, he is.
And what you're seeing is a great example. So if you've ever driven through the mountains and they have the runaways, it's the same principle. Slows down trucks, slows down race cars. But Ralph, take it away. Here is our qualifiers.
Well, that's not for this event, actually.
Well, it's the overall for qualifying, yeah.
Well, we were looking at International GT is what they were showing us.
Oh.
This would be proper here with the Nunziata on the pole. Julian DaCosta, Tyler Gonzalez, Rafa Matos, Adrian Vostovsky, and Boris Said Jr. That's going to be your top 6 right there.
I'm surprised to see Mike Skeen in 8th. You expect him to be in the top 5.
You sure would. I heard from some of the folks involved with Mia Lovell's team, this as we visually confirmed, they confirmed for me that the car is toast. It's not going to be ready to go racing tomorrow. Not sure what their plans are yet, if there's a backup and if she's going to be feeling up to it or not.
Right now, Nick Tucker and his team are wheeling and dealing with probably Mike Cope's team, trying to find another car.
But they said she's okay, and that's the most important part.
So I saw Jared Odrick there in 21st, and Matt Griffin and Caleb Bacon. Caleb Bacon, we saw him out there in qualifying, but I guess he didn't score a time. Not sure what happened there. Look at those Georgia mountains in the background there.
Yep. Beautiful area around here.
Yeah, Brazelton, Georgia. The Kim Basinger bought the town for a while.
Did. All right, we are going to step away just for a minute, but we got some more live action for you coming your way from Road Atlanta after these words.
And get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Architecture is about everything. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States looks like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom. And I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine, and it's getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.